name is Catherine King. I am a wife and a mother of 4. I am the integration manager at a company called 3Z.net. We are a data center that provides hosted management services, voice over IP, communications, video conferencing. We do a whole bunch of technical things. I was brought there basically in the beginning for prayer. I am not technically minded, or at least I didn't think that I was. I grew up thinking that I would go into ministry. I had visions of being like Mother Teresa when I was young. Wanted to go and live among people that were hurting and needed the Lord. And I grew up and went to high school and had various traumatic things happen in my own life, from molestation to rape to drugs to alcohol, smoking, you name it. I became very rebellious, and even though I was raised in the church and had those dreams when I was young, I had walked away from it for a very long time. As the children grew up, I went back into the work field, knowing that we were going to have 4 mouths to feed. Ministry had become my passion and my heart again. I had met the Lord in a new way and had grown deeper with Him. And I had begun to beg Him that if I am going to go back out and work outside of the home again, that it had to be for His kingdom. That I didn't want to go and make money for someone else that was just going to be buying a 5th house or something else, that I really wanted to make a difference. I wanted my life to make a difference. I couldn't go back and be Mother Teresa in a field working with people that wasn't going to feed my own children. I had been fortunate enough to stay home with my children when they were young, and when it was time to go back into the workforce, I had begged the Lord that I would be able to work for a company that was kingdom-minded. I didn't just want to go and work for someone whose money went to another home or a bigger corporation or whatever it might be. I wanted the money to make a difference. I wanted my life to make a difference. I met a man in ministry, a friend of mine, and he began to ask if I would come and pray with him in his business. And I said, sure. I felt that that was probably a safe way to enter and get my feet wet, as it were, into corporate America, because it was a place that I had not had any desire to go back into. I saw the greed, and I saw the love of self and the wanting of simply more. And it was someplace that made me uncomfortable. I had envisioned ministry and helping the hurting and the lost, and I just wasn't seeing that in corporate America. So as we began to pray, the Lord began to touch my heart and to reach me in a deeper place and understanding of what the marketplace really means to Him. One morning I was driving down very early into work, where our office is. It's downtown right on the river. It has this beautiful view of Cincinnati because it's in Covington. And you look out the front windows and you see downtown Cincinnati across the river. It is the most amazing view. And I remember going down one morning. It was very dark. It was still 5:30, and usually when I have done that, just to have my private quiet time, because nobody's there, I would go in and just be with Him, and I would worship, and I would pray, and I would meet Him there, and we would discuss the various different things that He wanted me to grow into and the dreams that He had for this business, as well as for myself and my family. And as I drove in one morning, I noticed on one of the streets that all of the homeless people probably in the city were all on one street that night. And I don't understand. I remember driving down the street and seeing all these homeless packing the sidewalk and saying, Lord, this has never been this way. Why are they all here? And as I drove through, and I just felt them, and my heart began to break. I had these huge sky rises on one side, these high rises where, in tons of money, all the banks and corporate offices were on one side, and I had all these homeless on another side. And my heart broke, and I began to cry, Father, why are they here? They're hurting. How can we help them? And the Lord says, as your heart is breaking for these homeless, He said, look. He says, look out the window. He says, look up. In those high rises, they are just as homeless as these are. He says, they don't know me. They have no true home, and their homes will fade. And I absolutely, completely broke. And I began to understand that the Lord sees the marketplace as those children in the field of Mother Teresa when I was younger. He said that they're no different. Any place that you are, daughter, He said to me, is your mission field. He says, whether you're working with truly the homeless on the sidewalk, or whether you're working in corporate America and you're talking to the owner of a company, He says, they are all my children, and they are all homeless unless they know me. And I began to see the value that I could have by simply stating my faith in the middle of a conversation, saying, well, we believe that the Lord is doing this, or we see that the Lord is doing this, or when we've prayed about it, this is why we do it this way. Throwing simple, small things in there that are little seeds. The marketplace to the Lord is as the homeless. They are no different. And He has sent us forth to be missionaries, to be pastors, to be prophets, to be the light to other people who are in a very dark place. It doesn't matter what occupation or title or income that you have. It matters to God that He is honored and that we are at work on purpose.